At LHTC Broadband, we're proud to provide the communication services you need to get the most from today's technology. We're your local choice for TV, phone, and internet. We offer high-quality cable TV service with HD, multi-room DVR, on-demand, and watch TV everywhere. Plus unlimited calling, and our internet is faster than ever with speeds up to 1 gigabyte. With no contracts and local customer service, switching has never been easier. Call today, 724-593-2411, or visit lhtcbroadband.com.
St. Vincent College prepares students to succeed through rigorous academics, service to the local and global communities, and by gaining a deeper understanding of the world around us. St. Vincent students become leaders in their professions while enjoying lives of meaning and purpose. 98% of recent graduates were employed or furthering their education within 1 year of graduating. Discover more about this tradition of academic excellence, student success, and why attending St. Vincent College can transform your future at stvincent.edu.
Greetings, Westmoreland County. My name is Jessica Petrovich, and I am your Westmoreland Heritage Director and host of Heritage Happenings here on 97.3 Light FM, 1480 WCNS, and online at 973lightfm.com, sponsored by St. Vincent College. Heritage Happenings is also available as a podcast on all of your favorite streaming services. Please check out Westmoreland Heritage at westmorelandheritage.org and on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for updates on cultural and historical events throughout Westmoreland County. On today's show, we will be talking to Fort Ligonier and the Westmoreland Historical Society about some of their wonderful upcoming programs, as well as ways to enjoy the fall with all of our fantastic Westmoreland County sites. Our first guest, Pam Curtin, is here with us from the Westmoreland Historical Society. Pam is going to talk to us about several ongoing projects at historic Hannistown, home of the Westmoreland Historical Society, as well as a few upcoming events to get you out of the house in this gorgeous fall weather. Pam, thank you so much for being here today.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. I am very excited to talk about all of these projects because historic Hannistown has undergone quite the transformation over the past few months. So first, over the summer, there was significant and beautiful progress made on the walking trails around the grounds of historic Hannistown, which is on a county park. So can you tell our listeners about that walking path project and tell us, too, about the incredible Boy Scouts who made these projects come to life for you?
Sure. So we are currently working on expanding educational and recreational opportunities for visitors and also improving the ecological diversity at historic Hannistown. So the overarching project is our native plant restoration project, and it's an effort to reduce invasive species which are prevalent at our site since it is reclaimed farmland, and reintroduce native plants that represent the late 18th century environment. And it also provides a lot of benefits for nature as well, providing habitats and food sources for insects and birds, and just overall improving the health of the site.
I was going to say, as well as it being healthy for the site, it's also gorgeous. I mean, you really you have to go in person to see this.
Oh, sure. Thank you so much. Yeah, so we had a lot of help from Boy Scout Troop 405 to make progress on these projects. So this is a long-term effort, and we're kind of working on it incrementally. And so Eagle Scouts have worked on creating this new walking path that kind of goes right through the middle of the property. And on either side of the path, there are different native plants, shrubs, and trees. And we got a number of those from local organizations, including Friendship Farms and Tree Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. And so, again, this is providing educational opportunities because it's a chance for us to talk more about the native plants of Pennsylvania and our conservation efforts, but it's also, very aesthetically beautiful. It's enhancing the recreational opportunities. And we're also a member of the Westmoreland Pollinator Partners Group, and we're a stop on their Monarch Migration Celebration program that's coordinated by the Penn State Master Gardeners. So there's all kinds of things going on that you can enjoy when our site is open or when our site is closed as well, since the park is open dawn to dusk.
Oh, that's excellent to know. So even though, if you go outside of normal operating hours, you can still enjoy the grounds from that traditional dawn to dusk time.
Absolutely.
That's good to know, especially, if you are operating on a standard work day and you may want some relaxation before or after going into work.
Sure.
Any other details about that project, or would you like to talk about the LeFevre house next?
Sure. Well, I would just say that even if you have come to Historic Hannistown before, we encourage you to come visit us again because, again, this is a long-term project and we're hoping to have it continue to grow. So the site might look different. It'll look different during different seasons as well. And if you're interested in volunteering with us, too, and getting involved, you can contact either me or my colleague, Joanna Moyer, and we're happy to have you contribute to the project, too.
Great. And is there a phone number that listeners can call, Pam?
Sure. So you can call our office at 724-836-1800. And again, you can either call me, Pam, or my colleague, Joanna.
Excellent. Oh, well, this is already getting me excited to talk about the next project because I feel, like I said at the beginning, there's just been such a transformation over the past few months at the site and really the past couple of years as the education center was built and completed. And now they're bringing on even more historic buildings. And one of the most recent ones that's being reconstructed on site right now is this LeFevre house. And I was able to see it in person a few weeks ago, and it's just amazing. So, Pam, if you could talk about what's all gone into this relocation of the house, and maybe even mention the reconstruction inside the fort that went on recently with another building. We'd love to learn more about all of these new construction projects cropping up.
Sure. So the LeFevre house is a late 18th century log house that was originally in Hempfield Township, and the house and all the funds to reconstruct it were very generously donated to Historic Hannistown from the estate of Selma LeFevre. So the house bears her and her family's namesake. So reconstructing a log house has been just a fascinating process to witness. So it involves taking apart the house and the logs, numbering them, modifying them, and then rebuilding them on our site. And so crews who specialize in log house reconstruction, as well as various volunteers, have helped with the reconstruction process. And
Wow.
We have some videos on our Facebook page that kind of has been tracking the progress of its reconstruction.
Do you know approximately how long it took to deconstruct? Because I know the reconstruction process is still happening, but I'd imagine it's a painstaking process to take a log house apart bit by bit.
Sure. Yes, it took several months. We started earlier this year, and it does take a lot of very careful, physical work, but also work in terms of documentation, making sure everything is where it's supposed to be. So, again, the logs are, they are where they originally were in the house, but we did have to do some work on them, so that they are stable, secure, and don't continue to deteriorate. So absolutely, it's a long process for sure.
Well, the LeFevre house, which I just love that name. I think it sounds so exotic and wonderful to visit. And there's that construction going on. And then also inside the fort at Historic Hannistown, archaeologically, right, there was some sort of structure inside the fort. Is that correct? That there actually was something back in the day?
Yes. So we've done a lot of archaeological research at Historic Hannistown, and that has really helped us be able to piece together the story and get a sense of what the town could have looked like. And there is evidence that there was what we believe to be a storehouse inside the fort. And the fort at Historic Hannistown was a civilian fort used by the people of the town, and ultimately it saved many lives during the attack on Hannistown in 1782. So the structure that's there is that we're reconstructing now is meant to represent the storehouse, and it's actually using old logs from a house that was torn down in Greensburg. So we're able to sort of recycle these logs and give them new life as the storehouse. And,
beautiful.
Yes, it is. It's really nice. And recently we had members of the reenacting group Proctor's Militia coming out to work on what's called the chinking process, which is putting the cement mixture between the different logs. And that traditionally helps make the buildings more waterproof and windproof, and it will do the same today as well. So that was really interesting to watch. And whenever that process is all done, we'll have a video of the storehouse's construction going up on our Facebook sometime soon. So both the LeFevre house and the storehouse will be used for programs and will help revive the historic feel of the village.
Well, you just led perfectly into kind of my final question for you here. So we've heard about these construction projects and beautifying the space around historic Hannastown, and an opportunity to look at all of this gorgeous native natural flowers and foliage is going to be coming up very soon here. So the Historical Society is partnering with the Westmoreland Photographer Society to conduct a fall flower photography workshop, and that'll be on Sunday, September 27th. Pam, can you tell us about this wonderful event in the last minute or so that we have here?
So the photography workshop, like you said, gives visitors a chance to explore our pollinator gardens, but through a creative lens. So the workshop provides an introduction to camera techniques and composition that's applicable to flower photography. We've got a scavenger hunt planned and then a little photo critique session. So it's about a half-day workshop. So visitors are encouraged to bring their own cameras, whether it's a DSLR or a smartphone, and also bring a lunch with them. If they are interested in participating in the program, space is limited, and we do request advance registration by Wednesday, September 23rd. So you can call our office at 724-836-1800, extension 210, to make a reservation. And the program is $10 a person. And even if you can't attend the program, we do really encourage you to come visit our grounds or come take a tour of historic Hannastown. You're welcome to come take pictures and explore and enjoy the beautiful historic site on your own too.
Oh, Pam, thank you so much. And this just really sounds like the perfect outdoor activity to enjoy all of these projects that have happened at Hannastown and get a little bit of fun in for yourself as well.
Absolutely.
All right. So anything else from the Historical Society for today, Pam?
Sure. So I would recommend, if anybody's interested, to please check out our website for the most up-to-date information about potential upcoming programs for the fall and winter. And like I mentioned, Historic Hannastown is still open for guided tours through October. Our research library is also open. And so we hope that you can come out and enjoy our site, whether through a program or through a tour, or just in coming and enjoying the beautiful fall weather.
Pam, thank you so much for your time today. This has been wonderful.
Sure. Well, thank you so much for having me.
Of course. So please, as Pam said, give the Historical Society a call by September 23rd if you're interested in that photography workshop. Their phone number is 724-836-1800, and you can dial extension 210 to register. And please check them out at westmorelandhistory.org and on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. This is Heritage Happenings, the show with the latest information on Westmoreland County cultural and historical events and organizations. I'm Jessica Petrovich. Thanks to our sponsor, St. Vincent College, for supporting our show today. Our next guest, Julie Donovan, is here with us from Fort Ligonier. Julie is going to talk to us about the fort's current hours of operation and all the ways that they are looking to keep their guests safe during visits, as well as their plans for Battle Commemoration Weekend in October, plus some other fun current events, may or may not involving whiskey. Julie, thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, good morning, Jessica. Great to be with you.
Absolutely. All right. So first, the fort is back in business. Could you please tell our listeners all about what a visit to the fort is going to look like for them right now?
Absolutely. Fort Ligonier, the historic site and the museum, are currently open 5 days a week, Wednesday through Sunday, 10:30 a.m. until 3 what it would have been pre-pandemic. We do ask that guests wear a mask in the museum. However, in the historic site, we're very fortunate to have an 8-acre site. Masks are not required outside.
So a nice place to get a break during your tour.
Absolutely. It's so beautiful in this time of year. The view from up in the upper fort out over the Laurel Highlands is just spectacular. So at this time, we are not requiring timed tickets. Visitors may come to the fort anytime between the 10:30 a.m. to 3:30, and we monitor how many visitors are in the museum, and we just encourage visitors to go out into the fort first if we've hit capacity in the museum. Of course, mask in the museum. We do have, encourage social distancing. We have hand sanitizers everywhere throughout, and so everything has been going very smoothly, and we're just thrilled to be able to welcome visitors back.
Well, and it's sites like Fort Ligonier that really just are a pleasant place to go for people now, and I think folks are itching to go and visit places and just have some fun again. So really, Fort Ligonier is just the perfect option because of the outdoor option and the indoors where, you're taking every precaution necessary to keep people safe, and it's just really comforting to know that the fort is taking care of us even to today.
Oh, thank you, Jessica. We take our guests' safety very seriously. Of course, that's why we've had to abbreviate our hours because of all the added cleaning and sanitizing, and throughout the day, staff is constantly touching doorknobs, sanitizing doorknobs, heavy traffic areas, and we are very fortunate that we have this magnificent historic site with lots of space to spread out. Picnic tables if you want to sit down and take a break. The only difference that we did with all of our buildings is that the buildings are open, and they used to be an immersive experience where you literally could walk into the building. The doors are open, and we have a rope across that you can look in. Right now, temporarily, you can't walk into the outbuildings just because there's just no way to sanitize the wood.
Right.
But it doesn't take away from the experience. And then, of course, our acclaimed French and Indian War collection is just amazing, and our gallery experience is the same. A few interactive displays had to be temporarily, like iPads and interactive things that you would touch, had to be temporarily, turned off. But the experience and the feedback from the public's been very positive.
Well, that's wonderful to hear, and you're making me want to visit the fort again right now.
Oh, thank you.
I haven't been in several months, so yeah, you're encouraging me to visit very soon. So I think that's in my future here. And so all about the regular fort visits, and let's talk about some special Fort Ligonier events that are going on. First, if you would like to mention last night and today, some very special whiskey-centric events are happening. So could you give us some details about that?
Absolutely. Thanks so much. So the fort's major fundraiser of the year, and of course, nonprofits have been hit extremely hard by the pandemic because we were required to be closed to the public for more than 3 months, and it's been very hard. So typically, our major fundraiser of the year is an in-person event called the Cannonball that would have been an inside event, and we could not have it this year due to the limitations, the COVID restrictions. However, we had an online auction that was last night, very successful, and we unveiled a new whiskey. We partner with the award-winning Wigle Whiskey in Pittsburgh, and we unveiled a new whiskey called 1762, and the label features a painting of the fort by Archibald Blaine. It's one of our most popular pieces of artwork that's on display in our history gallery. Wow. This label on this whiskey, even if you do not drink whiskey, just to have it, to look at it, it's just a work. It's just a masterpiece. It's a work of art. It's so beautiful. So we unveiled the whiskey last night, and we have a few remaining bottles left for sale, and they can be purchased today up until 3:30 p.m. They're $50 for one bottle or two for $90.
Wow. Well, this just sounds like kind of a one-of-a-kind opportunity. Like you said, even if, whiskey isn't quite your thing, you can still enjoy just how beautiful the design looks. And if I'm not mistaken, does your website have pictures of that?
It does. It does, on fortligonier.org. And we unveiled a whiskey at last year's Cannonball called Friendly Fire that was based on George Washington's famous Friendly Fire incident, which occurred about 2 miles from Fort Ligonier. And so we apply and receive a special permit from the Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board that we're permitted to sell whiskey, just so many days out of the year. And when we had the Friendly Fire, we sold out. And so we unveiled this new 1762 just for this year. So we are selling it just this weekend, and then we will sell it again Battle Commemoration Weekend, October 10th and 11th as well.
Well, you've just perfectly led me into the last thing I want to talk about with you. So that Battle Commemoration Weekend would be the same weekend as Fort Ligonier Days traditionally is held, unfortunately, with the pandemic. Fort Ligonier Days, the festival is not happening this year, but Fort Ligonier is looking to commemorate this special weekend for all interested visitors. So, Julie, can you give us a sneak peek of the Fort's plans for this year's Battle Commemoration Weekend?
First off, we're thrilled that we can even just be open, just to commemorate. And many do not realize that the whole reason Fort Ligonier Days, the festival, exists is to commemorate the key battle of the French and Indian War that occurred here at the fort on October 12th, 1758. So the whole festival's roots are because of commemorating this important historic event. So we are happy that we can just be open and we can commemorate the battle. We cannot hold the traditional battle reenactments, but we will be open Friday, Saturday, Sunday, what would have been Fort Ligonier Days. We will be open those days. We are going to expand our hours on those days, and we will have.
Julie, what are the dates again in October?
So it's the traditional Fort Ligonier Days or battle commemoration is October 9th, 10th, and 11th.
Perfect. And that's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And that's just in 3 weeks, which is just shocking. It's how quickly time is going. It's in 3 weeks.
Wow.
And, of course, the businesses in Ligonier will be open, and, it's just that's a beautiful time to visit the Ligonier Valley with the fall foliage. And so we will be open. We will expand our hours of operation on those days from 9 until 5. And we will have some living history stations. We cannot have the full battle reenactment, but we will have living history stations. We will also have tours, and the only difference for this particular weekend is we are doing timed tickets that you can go on through our website, fortligonier.org, and actually purchase a ticket. That way we know how many visitors are coming at what time.
Well, and you mentioned, this is the fall is just such a beautiful time to celebrate. And I just saw an article this morning, and I think that the weekend that you're talking about is going to be very, very close to the peak of our fall foliage in our western Pennsylvania Laurel Highlands region. So make your plans to visit Fort Ligonier because it's going to be just a very festive and beautiful weekend. And I mean, based on everything you're telling me here, Julie, it sounds like it's just going to be a weekend to remember.
Well, and again, the view from up in the upper fort, it just is magnificent. It takes your breath away. The view you can see for miles, and the leaves typically this weekend is very close to peak. And with the chilly mornings we've been having, I think we should have really beautiful fall foliage this year.
Yes, and I personally am I can't wait. Fall is my favorite. And I think that this will be the perfect way to celebrate as we enter that beautiful fall season in the Laurel Highlands region. Julie, anything else from Fort Ligonier?
I encourage the listeners to go to our website, fortligonier.org. We are planning some upcoming events for smaller groups that we are allowed, that we will be announcing soon. And so just to stay in touch with what we're doing, but please come see us. We would love to see everyone. And if the listeners have not been here to visit the fort recently, they may not be aware that we just went through a major, our museum went through a major renovation and interpretation of the galleries. You've been here many times. You know how stunning our galleries are. And
yes,
I think that they would just enjoy it. And this is a good time to really, truly explore what is in your backyard. And as you know, families and people from all over travel to come to the Laurel Highlands. So why not our neighbors and friends from Westmoreland and surrounding counties check out the wonderful attractions that are just in their backyard?
I couldn't agree more. And Julie, we are all out of time, so I thank you so much. And
thank you, Jessica.
Check out, absolutely. And please check out Fort Ligonier at fortligonier.org, and you can also find them on Facebook and Twitter. This is Heritage Happenings, the show with the latest information on Westmoreland County cultural and historical events and organizations. I'm Jessica Petrovich. Thanks to our sponsor, St. Vincent College, for supporting our show today. That is all we have time for today. Be sure to stay safe and healthy. Take some time to visit and enjoy our Westmoreland County cultural and historic events and sites, especially Fort Ligonier and Westmoreland Historical Society, who joined us on the show today. Check out St. Vincent College, our sponsor, and make sure to follow Westmoreland Heritage on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and check out all of our information on westmorelandheritage.org. This has been Jessica Petrovich, your Westmoreland Heritage Director and host for Heritage Happenings on 97.3 Light FM, 1480 WCNS, and online at 97.3lightfm.com, sponsored by St. Vincent College. Heritage Happenings is also available as a podcast on all of your favorite streaming services. I hope you've enjoyed today's show. Until next time.
St. Vincent College prepares students to succeed through rigorous academics, service to the local and global communities, and by gaining a deeper understanding of the world around us. St. Vincent students become leaders in their professions while enjoying lives of meaning and purpose. 98% of recent graduates were employed or furthering their education within 1 year of graduating. Discover more about this tradition of academic excellence, student success, and why attending St. Vincent College can transform your future at stvincent.edu.
At LHTC Broadband, we're proud to provide the communication services you need to get the most from today's technology. We're your local choice for TV, phone, and internet. We offer high-quality cable TV service with HD, multi-room DVR, on-demand, and watch TV everywhere. Plus unlimited calling, and our internet is faster than ever with speeds up to 1 gigabyte. With no contracts and local customer service, switching has never been easier. Call today, 724-593-2411, or visit lhtcbroadband.com.